You wake to birdsong and the scent of 1,000 flowers drifting through the open air, and for a moment you simply lie there, breathing it in, certain you have woken in some hidden paradise. The light rises soft and golden beyond the glass, and the morning is alive with the sound of growing things, the hum of insects, the rustle of leaves, the distant call of birds wheeling somewhere over green. Then you understand that this is no hidden garden you have stumbled into. This is simply the earth now, the whole of it, in the age when humanity finished its long work and the entire planet became a garden. You rise and move to the window, and the world reveals itself, and it is green from horizon to horizon. Where the old earth held its deserts and its ruined places, its stripped lands and its poisoned ground, there is now only life, forests and meadows and orchards and gardens flowing one into another across the whole face of the world. The cities are here too. Green towers wrapped in growing things, but they do not interrupt the garden. They are part of it, woven seamlessly into a planet that has, in its entirety, become a single tended and flourishing whole. You step onto your terrace, and the air meets you sweet and clean and alive, richer than any air the old world breathed, and you understand quickly the scale of what was accomplished. For most of its history under human hands, the earth was wounded, its wild places shrinking, its soils exhausted, its deserts spreading, its waters fouled. Then, humanity changed its way of living and turned its genius to healing. And across long, patient centuries, it tended the whole planet back to life, greening the deserts, cleaning the waters, restoring the broken land, until at last, there was no corner of the earth that did not flourish. The whole world became a garden, deliberately, lovingly made whole. A small craft drifts up to meet your terrace, silent as a held breath, and you step inside. It lifts you gently into the air, and as it carries you over the land, you see how complete the transformation is. There is no barren place anywhere, no scar, no wasteland. Even the regions that were once harsh desert now bloom, watered and shaded, and brought to life by the patient work of generations. You realize the earth is not merely protected now, not merely spared further harm. It has been actively made beautiful, every part of it tended and enriched. The whole planet raised to a flourishing it had never known even before humanity came. The craft carries you over a place that was once, you learn, a vast and lifeless desert, and you find it now a green and blooming land, threaded with water and shaded by trees, alive with creatures and growing things. You understand how it was done, the long, slow work of bringing water and life to the dry places, of healing the soil and coaxing the green to spread, of teaching the desert to bloom. This was not a quick or easy victory, but the patient labor of centuries, and the flowering land below you is the proof of what such patience can achieve. You descend toward a sunlit garden where children have gathered, and you wait for a school and find only wonder. One child is shaping a model of how the deserts were greened, how water and life were brought to the dry places. Another is learning the long story of the earth's healing, the wounded world of the old days slowly tended back to flourishing. A patient presence guides each of them along the thread of their own curiosity, and you realize these children are growing up on a garden planet, finding a whole world in bloom as natural as you once found a single tended yard. You pass people as you go, and you notice the deep contentment in them, the peace of those who live upon a healed and flourishing world. You meet the eyes of one who seems no older than 40, and somehow you know they have lived a century or more, that they remember, through the long memory of their years, an earth still marked by its old wounds, still holding its deserts and its ruined places. And you understand that for them, this garden world is not ordinary at all, but a daily wonder. The flowering of a hope that earlier generations could only plant and tend and trust that someday it would bloom. If this garden planet is stirring something in you, a sense of the world we might yet make whole, take a moment to subscribe and journey onward with us. Every future we explore together is a reminder of what we are still capable of healing. The more of us who hold this vision in mind, the closer it comes. Now, let the journey continue. You rise into the air once more, and a transit line carries you high above the world, and from this height, the full scale of the garden earth takes your breath away. The green runs unbroken across the whole face of the planet, continent after continent in bloom, the old deserts flowering, the old scars healed, the cities gleaming green among the wild lands like jewels set in a vast and living tapestry. And the wild has its place too. Great stretches of forest and grassland and wetland left to grow as they will, so that the garden is not a tame and ordered thing, but a balance of the tended and the wild, the whole planet flourishing together. You see, too, how the healing of the earth gave back far more than beauty. The greened world breathes more easily now, its air clean, its climate gentled, its waters clear and full of life. The very act of making the planet a garden undid the old wounds that had once threatened everything, so that in tending the earth back to beauty, humanity also secured its future upon it. You understand that the garden is not only lovely, but alive and whole and self-sustaining, a planet brought back into a deep and lasting health. You descend as the day softens toward evening, and the light turns golden across the endless green, and the cities begin to glow warm among the gardens and the wild lands. People gather in the green plazas and the blooming terraces to share food drawn from the abundance all around them, sitting close in slow and unhurried conversation as the garden world quiets toward dusk. And you notice the thing beneath it all. There is a deep and grateful peace here, the contentment of a people who inherited a wounded world and chose across long centuries to heal it rather than abandon it, and who live now upon the flourishing they made. You find a quiet place at the edge of a terrace and sit, and around you the lights of the city wake one by one among the green, mingling with the first stars and the soft sounds of the garden settling into night. You watch a child point out across the blooming land at some creature moving soft and graceful through the dusk, asking a question you cannot hear, and you watch an elder who remembers the wounded years answer with a smile. And it settles over you, the meaning of this age. None of it was inevitable. The earth was wounded once, its deserts spreading and its wild places shrinking, and its future uncertain. And many feared it could only grow more broken, that the damage was too deep and too vast to ever undo, that the whole planet might be healed, tended back to life across long and patient centuries until it bloomed from pole to pole, was a hope the wounded world could scarcely allow itself. Yet here it is, all around you, a garden planet, an entire world made whole and green and flourishing by the patient hands of generations who refuse to give up on it. You lean back as the garden earth glows softly into the night, the green stretching to every horizon, and a single thought stays with you beneath the gathering stars. This is what we became when we chose to heal our world rather than abandon it. And quietly, somewhere within you, you begin to believe that whatever we have wounded, we can also make whole, and that a species capable of turning a whole planet into a garden is a species worth becoming?